Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm actually going to do something different today. I'm going to do a Q&A. I've got a bunch of frequently asked questions and I also asked some people I know to give me some as well. I've got the list here on the screen next to me, so let's get into it. First question, how did you end up working, doing what you do? So I've done a lot of things in the past. I've done dropshipping, SMMA, influencer marketing, and it was actually when I was doing the influencer marketing that kind of gave me the idea. So one of our girls actually wanted to start up an OnlyFans and we managed her social media, brand deals, etc. anyway. So we ventured into it that way. And when I started working with her, like managing her OnlyFans, launching her OnlyFans, helping her grow, it was more of like a one-to-one sort of thing. It wasn't like a company at this point. It was more just like a side project. To be fair, it was kind of successful. At the time, I didn't really know what I was doing. I only really understood the social media side. I didn't understand the OnlyFans world. So considering that, we did actually take her to 10K in a month, and I think it was like 3 months after she first ever started, and I believe her first month was a pretty good month as well. And this was me doing everything, running the social media, posting, scheduling, giving her the ideas, obviously communicating with her, keeping everything on the same page, and I was also doing the actual OnlyFans account management, so posting on the feed and the chatting. So a majority of my time actually went into this. And it's lucky I kind of stopped with the influencer marketing stuff because that kind of fizzled out. I think with COVID and lockdown, everyone wanted to be an influencer. So it did become quite a popular thing, but yeah, it kind of fizzled out, and then I focused more in on this, working closely with her, and it was really fun. Like, she came to stay with me, we became really good friends, and I just helped her on a personal level. And I took her to 5-figure months, and this was before I really knew what I was doing. But yeah, I do feel like I'm rambling a bit with that, but yeah, that is how I got into doing OnlyFans management. Next question, what does your day actually look like behind the scenes? I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a normal person. Like, a lot of people like to fake these entrepreneur routines. Like, I just do what I want to do. Like, obviously have my organization with work. So a typical day, I try and wake up at the same time every day. At the moment, it's around 9, half 9. I get up, I shower straight away, so I'm ready, prepared for the day. I have breakfast, and then I just check my Google Calendar and get on with it. So an example day could be like 4 hours of acquisition, and then maybe we have some sales calls dotted about, and then we've got a couple of hours of deep work. I do go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week as well, but it's a pretty normal, like, everyday life, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not completely different. I'm not out here doing ice baths. I'm not out here forcing myself to go for a run just to look good for social media. I'm not trying to flex, I'm just doing what I want to do, if that makes sense. I'm also, as well, not one of these like female CEOs that likes to dress up every day and just like in a blazer. I'm just in comfies. Like, I work from home, I want to be comfy. And that's a relatable thing about me, I guess, but I do love my pajamas, I do love my cozies. I have no idea what my hair's doing right now, but we're gonna ignore that. Anyways, next question. What's been the most uncomfortable growth moment in your career? I've definitely got a few, but I think the main one is losing friends on the way, working with people that you know. Like, for some people start like a successful business working with their friends, like partnering up with them. In my experience, I've done this way too many times, and I haven't lost all the friends, but like, it hurt friendships, it like put a strain on friendships, and I did lose some people over it, and that was pretty uncomfortable because it wasn't expected, and it did make things a bit awkward, a bit like all over the place. I can't really explain it. This is what I mean. It was just uncomfortable. If I could go back, I just wouldn't work with friends. I work with my boyfriend now. He's my business partner. Even that to some people would be pretty risky, but I feel like me and him are just on the same page so much. We don't really have disagreements. And if we do have a disagreement, we will talk about it and come to like a mutual agreement. I think that's so important as well. Like, you have to be understanding of each other. Like, perspectives, what you want. Like, obviously, 2 people running a business, you're going to have different ideas, you're going to want to do different things, but you have to have like a mutual agreement and come to a mutual agreement and not be like more to one side, otherwise it's just not fair. But that's just how business works. And for some people, working with friends, working with partners does not work out, and for some people it does. With me personally, I found working with my boyfriend actually It's really fun. I love it. I think waking up together every day, working together, it's just a dream. I'm literally living my dream. But unfortunately in the past, working with friends hasn't worked out for me. So it's different for everyone. That's not me saying if you want to start a business with your best friend, don't do it. Like if you feel like it would work, but you have to be on the same page. And if you feel like it's causing any type of like strain, tension on your friendship, and obviously your friendship's important, then just go separate ways in the business and don't fall out over it. That is my advice. What does success look like to you now versus when you started? I'm gonna say like, when I first started business in general in 2019, success to me looked like getting my dream car, living in a mansion, like going on expensive holidays, like getting designer clothes. That's not success. That's what I used to think it was, but now I picture it as actually progressing, like making good decisions, coming up with good ideas, being creative, hiring new staff, scaling the company. Like I don't need designer clothes. I don't need to buy my dream car. Like these are things that can come later. And of course, like that would be nice to be able to progress and do these things. But to me, that's not success. Success is actually achieving the small goals that lead up to the big ones. What's the best advice that you've ignored? Oh my God, okay, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes we've made in business. So hire when you have the money. Like when you first get the money, hire people. Don't get greedy with the money and think I can do everything myself, so I'll get more profits, right? That is the worst mindset to have. That is unfortunately what we did, and it kind of bit us in the arse because we got to the point where everything just got completely hectic. My business partner, boyfriend fell ill, so everything kind of went onto me, and it was like a lot because he was like so ill he couldn't really work. Like at first he could and then he couldn't, but then it got to the point where he just couldn't work at all, so it was all onto me. And then it just kind of went tits. So yeah, if you have the facilities to hire a team, then hire a team, because that's how you're going to scale. You don't want to burn out, you don't know what's going to happen in your life, and you don't want the entire business depending on you, because it's just not, that's not having a business at the end of the day. It's not enjoyable. Why did you choose to work behind the scenes instead of being a creator yourself? That's a good question, because obviously if I have all of these like systems and growth tactics, like why would I not do it on myself? It's just not something I want to do personally. Like I do love the content creation side of things with social media, like filming this video. I love making reels. I love taking pictures for Instagram. I love giving value, but I've just got such like a entrepreneurial mindset. Like obviously having an OnlyFans is like having your own business, but it's just not something that's for me personally. I also love helping people, and I've done business since 2019. So it just feels right to have a business where I help people grow and help them achieve their dreams. And to be honest, so many people just assume that I do OnlyFans myself. So I get messages from other like management agencies, and I'm just like, my name literally says OFM in it, which is OnlyFans Management. They don't even check. So yeah, I don't do it personally. Why am I struggling to grow even though I'm staying consistent? That's a good question. It's quite broad though, so it really depends on what you're doing. But like, if I give you an example, let's say you're posting consistently on Instagram, on feed and reels. That doesn't mean you're necessarily gonna grow. Like obviously you can get followers, but they might not convert into subs. You need to post and find what works and create your niche around your personality. So let's just say, for example, you go to the gym, like you're a gym girl, implement that into your content. Like take mirror selfies at the gym, put it on your story, like share advice, maybe do a reel showing your workout routine, like maybe a glutes one so you can show your bum, but then it's also gym related. Integrate your personality into your content. Like don't just copy these like trendy OF reels, or like don't just copy other creators. Like be yourself, be authentic is definitely some advice that a lot of creators don't take. I think they're scared that it's boring, like people don't want to see it, but that's really what actually gets your followers to connect with you and convert them over into subs, because obviously if they can see your personality through social media, it's going to make them more curious to subscribe. And I always say consistency is key, which is true. Consistency is always key, but you have to make sure the content you're creating is aligned with you, your personality. So if you're not already doing personality-based content and it's more just generic trends, maybe give that a go and obviously keep staying consistent. I've heard you say multiple times treating OnlyFans like a business. What does that actually mean? So when I say creators need to treat OnlyFans like a business, it's how I would treat my business, for example. You need to wake up every day, motivated, disciplined to get your content done. So when I say that, what I mean is like, you don't just want to wake up and just do work when you can be bothered or when you feel like it. That's more treating it like a side thing. If you want to be successful, you need to treat it like a business. So literally take control of it, make sure everything gets done and have that responsibility. So wake up Monday morning, plan your entire week, have discipline and make sure you get everything done. Let's say you've created a content schedule for the week, make sure it's done. That day, if you need to film 15 reels, do 15 reels. And if you sit there and think, oh, I don't know if I can do 15 reels or I don't want to, do 20, do 25, like do more. Prove to yourself that you can do it. That's what having a business is. You have to just have discipline and push. It sounds really cheesy, but obviously if you treat your OnlyFans like a business, you're going to get so much further than if you treat it like a side hobby or just side income. Treat it like side income, it will be side income. Can you give me an example of a creator that you would not work with? So I'd say the main thing would be where they're based. So we typically work with UK, US and Australia. If it's a country like, let's say, Germany or France, and a majority of their audience on social media or even their OF subs speak that language or obviously don't really speak English, it's hard for us to convert it over to like a English speaking audience. And that's just how our systems operate. Obviously we're English, our team's English, that's just how it works. So that would probably be the main thing. But if you want a more interesting answer, it would just simply be creators who don't actually have good work ethic. Working as a partnership with a creator, like we want them to have as much drive as we do, and that's how they become successful. But we can't put in 100% if they're not putting in 100%. Obviously, give or take, like some creators have bad days. That's fine, but what I mean is like a creator who just doesn't listen, who doesn't show any effort like towards them wanting to grow, and they're just not serious, and you can tell they're not treating it like a business, they're just treating it as side income. Maybe they're more focused on their actual job, or maybe they're just not, their heart's not really in it. They're just kind of doing it for the sake of it sort of thing. What's the most common mistake you see new creators make? Getting their Instagram banned, because the Insta DOS is so strict. They are very strict now. Community guidelines, it's all been updated the past year or so, and a lot of creators are getting suspended because they're being way too sexual on the platform. That's probably the main thing. What are some red flags when choosing a management agency? That's a good one. I mean, first of all, there are a lot of management agencies out there that you should not trust. Always do your research. Always speak to them, ask questions, jump on a call with them, meet them before making any decisions. But a few red flags would be like them flexing results and not giving any value. Them taking more than 50% commission split. I know some agencies take 60, 70%, which is insane because like it's a partnership. And in my personal opinion, if it's male ran, doesn't mean it's a red flag. But I just think in my experience working with creators, they just feel more comfortable that I'm a female. Obviously my business partner is my boyfriend. And as well, I would say some male ran agencies are red flags. That's not me saying they all are. I actually know a good handful of agency owners which are male who are insane. They're really caring towards their creators and they really do scale them big. I also know, I'm never going to name names, I also know some male agency owners who have treated the girls poorly, completely destroyed their accounts, and they're just in it for the money. They don't care about the creators. So a male-ran agency is not a red flag, but some of them are. And I think a lot of creators would kind of agree with that. They probably had a lot of bad experiences. I'd be interested to know how many creators have had a bad experience with a female-run agency or an agency ran by both male and female. What's something you refuse to do even if it makes money? I love this question. Telegram. Hate it, will never do it, don't like it. Some creators do have a Telegram alongside OF because some people don't want to subscribe to OF and have it on their bank statements. But I just see it as like, you're making yourself like less valuable, if that makes sense. Having this one page, this one platform that people have to pay to get into, keeping it exclusive and keeping the curiosity high, you're just kind of breaking that principle by having like a Telegram and just sending some content in a chat for some payment. Like it doesn't hit the same. Like you can't build a connection with them. You can't get big spenders. It's just, I don't like it. If you're a solo creator and you've just started out, like you could do it, but in my opinion, focus everything into your OF. If people don't want to subscribe, they're a time waster. Just view it as that. I don't care if we could make extra profits for ourselves. We would not start a Telegram for our creators. What's the most common excuse you hear from creators? There's too many. There's honestly too many. And there's not like a most common one. It's just stupid excuses. But I just want to say one thing. At the end of the day, If you don't want to grow, you don't want to scale, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, I think as well, a lot of agencies think they can change a creator who's not in the mindset of wanting to scale, but you just genuinely can't. Like, and this isn't me like talking about a creator having like a bad time or a bad day. This is the creators who genuinely don't treat it like a business, who don't have that vision, who don't put in the effort. You can't change those creators, unfortunately. But if I had to say one, it would be them trying to be a perfectionist. There's no such thing as perfect when filming content. Like this video now, for example, like I don't know what my hair's doing, but I'm rolling with it anyway. Like there's stuff on the floor down here, but like I don't need a perfectly clear background. I haven't got a ring light set up because I feel like the light from my monitors is okay. Like it's not perfect, but it's not bad. Trying to be like picky with like how you look, how you sound, where you're standing, the light, like everything together. Like you can never get everything perfect. The main things, lighting, as long as it's good lighting and it's not bad, there's no like harsh shadows, that's definitely the main thing. And as well, like if you genuinely mess up the video, like you say something wrong and you need to restart, like that's fine, that's not being a perfectionist. But caring about every tiny detail, you're not gonna get anywhere. You need to be able to produce content. If you fall behind from being a perfectionist, it's just gonna cause you a lot of stress, a lot of confusion, and you're just gonna feel lost. Lastly, I'm gonna do some like this or that, like quick fire questions. Early mornings or late nights? Definitely late nights. Coffee or energy drinks? Both, not gonna lie. Routine or flexibility? A healthy balance of both. Like you do need a bit of routine, but sticking exactly to a routine is not for me. Staying in or going out? Again, you need a healthy mix of both, but if I had to say, it would be staying in because I want to focus on working. Comfort over style or style over comfort? Like I said, comfy's always, I'll always go comfort over style. Long-term vision or fast results? Always long-term vision. Playing it safe or taking risks? Taking risks. Learning by failing or learning before acting? I'd say learning by failing, like you need to make mistakes to learn from them. Organic traffic or paid traffic? Organic. Fast growth chaos or slow stable scale? Either, like you can't control it at the end of the day. Like I'd say if I had to pick, I would say fast growth chaos because you just move with like what's going on. Burnout once or slow progress forever? I've been burnt out so many times already, so I guess that one because then I wouldn't have to be burnt out again because I've already done it. Building a brand or chasing trends? Definitely building a brand. Like if you know me, if you've watched my videos before, building a personal brand is so powerful, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, definitely building a brand, 100%. That is it for this video though. I am going to leave it here. I could do a part 2. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the comments and I can include them in my next video. I don't know when I'll next do a Q&A, but I will definitely do one at some point. As usual, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or message me on Instagram. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.